Hey everyone, doing a real quick video in the vein of the other videos that I've done up to this point, doing some real quick videos off my phone just to do some real quick fun videos. So the autofocus may be going a little bit nuts here in this dimly lit room that I am in. I apologize for that, but I just want to make these videos for fun. The last video I did, I went over my record collection. This time around, we're going over my Blu-ray collection. This is my first shelf right here, and then I will do the second shelf, then I will do what there is of a third shelf. So, let's go and get this bitch started, because I just want to share this stuff with you guys. I have a lot of hobbies. I like to recommend good shit to people, so let's go and get this started. The first portion, I have my movie collection set up or organized in kind of a weird way. So I'll talk about that a little bit. This first portion here is kind of like collections, or series, so to speak. So the first one we got here is Prometheus, and I love the Alien franchise. I love the Alien world. And I'm also one of the very few people that my favorite in the series is actually Alien, and then Aliens, and I think Alien Covenant are kind of tied for second. I thought Alien Covenant was I really liked Alien Covenant. Didn't really reinvent the series or, do anything new for the series, but was just a really good entry into the series, and I enjoyed it a lot. But Prometheus, I thought this movie was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't even know where to put all the shit. Let's put it down here. The next one is the Alien Anthology. This has Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. I love Alien, my favorite one. Love Aliens. Alien 3 I like to a point. I do like how weird the movie is. I do like how it kind of takes a different tone. It's almost kind of like an art movie to me in a lot of ways. And Alien Resurrection is just... we're not going to talk about that movie. And a theme you'll see here is it's really hard for me to hate on movies. There's a very small amount of movies that I actually really hate. Otherwise, I can find the enjoyment in a lot of movies. Even in the shitty movies, I can really enjoy. I can find a lot of enjoyment out of them. Except these next movies. The Alien vs. Predator double feature, which is what are these called? Alien vs. Predator, then Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Some movies you just can't like. No matter how much you want to, some movies you just cannot like. Oh, fuck. Next up is the Jurassic Park collection. I do not own Jurassic World yet. I've seen it, but I do not own it yet. I probably should do that at some point, but I saw Jurassic World in theaters, and before I saw Jurassic World in theaters, I had never seen all the Jurassic Park movies leading up to that. So my Walmart had this, I bought this, and I watched one a day leading up to when I saw the movie, or when I saw Jurassic World in theaters. So I saw this Jurassic Park is fantastic, great movie. Jurassic Park 2, whatever the fuck it's called, it doesn't say on this box anywhere. Lost World, is that what it is? But the second movie it is alright until you get to the part where the T-Rex is running through San Diego. At that point, I completely lose interest in the movie, and at that point, I don't really like the movie so much. And then Jurassic Park 3, here's my argument. I like 3 better than 2, because 3 is almost just like 1 in a lot of ways. I don't know, I feel like 3 kind of stripped itself down and took a more linear, more focused path, where 2 kind of lost its goal in the grand scheme of wanting to branch out and do extra stuff. So that's my reasoning. I know I'm going to get crucified for it, but that's okay. Just leave an angry comment. Next up is the Star Trek movies, the 3 with the new ones. You got Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. I may not be with other people in this series too, because Star Trek Beyond is actually my favorite. The movie plays out a lot like a Marvel movie, in my opinion. It's just a good adventure, and has, comedy thrown in here and there, and I love Chris Pine, I love Simon Pegg, and I think I like Into Darkness more than the first one as well, so I think I like the movies in the opposite order. I like 3, 2, and then 1. 1 just feels very I don't know. There's just something about one that I really do like. Number one, but I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it that I like Into Darkness more, and then I like 3 more than 2 and 1. And fucking Benedict Cumberbatch, man. Oh, Into Darkness was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Next, we got the Mummy trilogy. I was getting ready to see the new Mummy with Tom Cruise in theaters, and I'd never seen all these Mummy movies. I know there's a lot more than just this, but I'd never seen all these. I saw the first one. I still love the first one. I think the first one is a very good movie. Not great, but I do like the first movie a lot, and I know that movie pretty much front to back. 2, I had seen like parts of, but never really saw it all the way. And when I bought this, I watched it, and it's okay. It kind of, where the first movie was kind of like, you know, kind of realistic with a hint of, you know, supernatural type stuff. The second movie kind of took it a little too far with the supernatural stuff and was a little bit crazy. But the third one, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with the third one. The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that movie. That movie was not good. I don't like it. Next up is a trilogy of movies that I imported, and they have English subtitles. This was well before Funimation released these movies in America. This is the 3 live-action Rurouni Kenshin movies. I like these movies a lot. The first one I think is the best, and then I think the third one is my second favorite. The second one is my least favorite of the 3, but they're all very good. In terms of live-action adaptation of an anime and manga source material, these are actually some of the better live-action adaptations that you can get out there. And Funimation just recently released them in America, so that's awesome too. They're easier to get. Now we're getting into just some of the other movies. This one I have near the front because it just starts with a number. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I like this movie a lot, man. And John Goodman, god damn, I love me some John Goodman. He's a fantastic actor, and this movie is awesome. I love this movie. I have a strange love for this movie that I don't think most of the other people have, but I like it. And I just like the fact that they have the weird slip cover for it, but I love this movie. Next up is kind of like my Ben Affleck section. I kind of have a lot of my my collection separated by actors, depending on the movies. So next up is my little Ben Affleck section. We got The Sum of All Fears, him with Morgan Freeman, I think. And I believe this is a Jack Ryan, is that what it is? Book, I believe. I can't remember. Jack Ryan, that's right, okay. And I've yet to see this movie. I've not seen it yet, but I will see it at some point. I don't know what, I have a thing for Ben Affleck. I like Ben Affleck. Next up is The Town. Fantastic movie. There's nothing really I can't tell you about this movie that other people haven't already said. Argo, kind of the same thing. Phenomenal movie. There's nothing I can really tell you about this movie that you haven't already heard. Another one, Gone Girl. This movie was, this was a great fucking movie. Really fucked up, too, and, really weird movie, and it is pretty long, too. I think it's, like, over 2.5 hours, I think, like, it's crazy. I got this in the Blu-ray bin, like the $8 Blu-ray bin at Walmart, and it's, like, this full package. It comes with the Blu-ray, and it comes with the Amazing Amy, like, little book in it, like, and it was in the Blu-ray bin, so I was like, that's a cool deal. Next up we got, I have a weird obsession with this movie. I saw it in theaters, and I've seen it 5 times since it came out, and like literally I just watched it like a week ago. The Accountant, in 4K. I have a weird love for this movie. I fucking love this movie. There's just something about this movie, and I honestly probably can't explain it unless I really sat down and went into some deep thought about it, but I love this movie. And apparently they're making a sequel, which is awesome. Then we got Live by Night, Ben Affleck's 3rd movie he directed. Apparently didn't do so well in the box office and was released onto Blu-ray pretty quickly. I've yet to watch it, but I'm pretty excited for this. I'm thinking I'm gonna like it. Again, it doesn't take a lot for me to like a movie. It takes a lot for me to hate a movie, but I'm thinking I'll probably like this movie. Just seeing Ben Affleck on screen just makes me happy. I think he's a good actor, and he's a presence on screen I like. Now we're moving on to the Tom Cruise section. I love me some Tom Cruise, and of course we got to start it off with The Last Samurai. This is one of my favorite live-action movies. Just the whole middle section of this movie with Tom Cruise in the Japanese village is phenomenal. I love this movie so much. If you haven't seen this movie, there's something wrong with you. Another great movie, Collateral. If you haven't seen this movie, again, I don't know. There's something wrong with you. Phenomenal fucking movie. It's just to see kind of Tom Cruise kind of playing a different role than usual. Then we got Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, whatever you want to call it. I'm forever going to call this movie Edge of Tomorrow, because to me that's what this movie is called. Fuck that Live, Die, Repeat shit. Edge of Tomorrow, phenomenal fucking movie. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard so many great things about this movie. It's so good. Check it out. And apparently they're making a sequel. And Oblivion, I really like this movie. It takes a lot for a sci-fi movie to really catch my opinion anymore, because it seems like sci-fi can be very broad, and a lot of sci-fi movies can feel the same. But there's something about the sci-fi and the technology in this game that is very, just kind of stands out to me, and I like it a lot. Enjoyable movie. And then Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. This is the only Mission Impossible movie I own physically, for some reason. But phenomenal movie. I mean, fantastic. Can't wait for the next one, which I believe they are getting ready to film, if they're not filming already. I can't remember. Then we got Jack Reacher. I love this movie. I have another weird obsession with this movie. I like it a lot. I love Tom Cruise's character in this movie. It's fantastic. I like that movie a lot. And I know a lot of people are going to crucify for me this too, but I love this movie. Jack Reacher 2. Never go back? Yes, Never Go Back. I like this movie a lot. I think it's probably about on par with the first one. Maybe I like it a little bit less, but a lot of people fucking slammed this movie when it came out. And, I mean, I like it. Alright? I borderline love this movie. Anyway. Alright, next we got kind of a mini... It's like a mini Mel Gibson / trilogy or quadrilogy movies. Bloodfather, excellent movie. Mel Gibson acts his ass off in this movie. He's like an ex-biker, and it's just, it's so good. Recommend checking this movie out. Mel Gibson, I'm glad Mel Gibson's coming back. We need him in the movie verse. Then we got Mad Max. I love the Mad Max movie. Mad Max 1 is like this weird movie. It's almost like an art film to me. Very interesting movie. And then we got The Road Warrior, which is my favorite of the Mel Gibson Mad Max movies. This movie and Fury Road almost have like a lot in common. Excellent movie. And then there's Mad Max 3, Beyond Thunderdome. Another good movie. Not as good as 2, and I don't know, maybe I like 1 more than this, which is kind of odd to say, but, I mean, you got Tina Turner in it. But, I mean, it's interesting. It kind of expands the world a little bit, so, I mean, it is a relatively interesting movie. And then we got one of my favorite movies of all time, Mad Max Fury Road. I'm also a Tom Hardy narc. I love Tom Hardy a lot. I think he's a fan-fucking-tastic actor. And this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have just a connection with this movie. This movie is so great. Action, over the top, amazing. And I really... I'm pretty sure they're planning on another one, but it's unclear as to whether George Miller's going to direct it, so we'll have to see how that goes. But, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited either way. We got a very miniature Chris Pratt section here. We got Passengers, him and Jennifer Lawrence. Yes. And I enjoy this movie. I enjoyed it. Again, another one where the sci-fi was actually relatively interesting to me. The sci-fi didn't seem boring. it actually was kind of interesting and refreshing, and the idea was pretty interesting, and I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I would give it a watch. It's pretty good, and Jennifer Lawrence, man, she's she's a good actor. She's a good actor. And then we got The Magnificent Seven. This is in 4K. The remake, this has Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Denzel Washington, Vincent D'Onofrio. God damn, I love Vincent D'Onofrio is great in this movie. But this is a good movie. It was alright. It's enjoyable. Then we got kind of a mini Brad Pitt section here with World War Z. Interesting movie. Could have been better, I think, but I did like the premise of the movie overall, and I thought the ending was pretty clever. Maybe didn't make 100% sense, but I thought it was pretty clever. Then we got Allied, a pretty recent Brad Pitt film. Surprisingly pretty good. I enjoyed this movie a lot, and it's a movie that has a story to tell, and I can't remember who directed this, but I would give it a shot. It's a very cool, just kind of almost like a spy film in a lot of ways, and just a very cool like time period piece. Now we got a little bit Quentin Tarantino section. We got Inglourious Bastards. I have this with Allied because Brad Pitt. But I love Inglourious Bastards. Probably one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino films. It is up there. But it doesn't even touch this next one. Pulp Fiction, baby. Love me some Pulp Fiction. I love this movie. And you should too. I gotta make sure this pile doesn't fall over. I might have made it worse. Anyway. Then we got Django Unchained. I do enjoy this movie. I don't know. I have some issues with this movie. I do really enjoy it. But there's some things about it that just kind of bug me. But, I mean, still a good movie. My nose itches. And then we have The Hateful Eight. Another weird movie, man. Quentin Tarantino. Fucking weirdo. But this was a good movie. I did enjoy this one quite a bit. Also, kind of in the vein of Django, there are some things that kind of bug me about this movie, but, I mean, it is a very interesting movie. A lot more interesting than I think Django, but good overall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Next, we got a Keanu Reeves section. We got Point Break. Not much I can say about this movie. It's a classic. We got 47 Ronin. I have an odd obsession with this movie. This is another movie that I have a weird love for. Most people do not seem to like this movie, but I fucking love this movie. Next up, we got the oh-so-great John Wick. I mean, everyone has seen this movie at this point. Phenomenal movie. Great movie. And just as good as John Wick Chapter 2. Just recently came out. Fucking good. Next we have Knock Knock. I don't know how I feel about that movie, to be honest. The alternate ending or whatever it is makes it maybe a little bit better, but it's just such a... It's a weird movie. I don't know. Next we got a little bit of a Jason Statham section. We got Mechanic. Good movie. Mechanic Resurrection. Also good movie. Tommy Lee Jones, man. Tommy Lee Jones. Next we got kind of my Donnie Yen section. We got the Special ID. Interesting movie. Then we got Ip Man 1. Ip Man 2. And Ip Man 3. Phenomenal fucking films. All of them are good. 1 is probably my favorite. 2 and 3 are probably tied, honestly. They're both really good too, but I think 1 is probably my favorite. Watch these movies. These Ip Man movies, they're based on, well, Ip Man, Bruce Lee's Master. Phenomenal fucking movies. And Donnie Yen, son. Fucking Donnie Yen. Next we have, also Donnie Yen in it, is the new XXX Return of Xander Cage. Again, crucify me. I enjoy this movie. I like this movie. It's kind of, it's really cheesy and out there, but I I enjoy this movie a lot. Next, we got The Raid Redemption and The Raid 2. Phenomenal fucking films. You want some good action films other than like John Wick? Watch these. Fucking fantastic. Then we got The Protector 2. I mean, this movie was alright. I like Tony Jaa. He was also in Triple X. This movie's alright. Then we got Police Story Lockdown. This one is, I believe the Police Story movies kind of have like a series of movies, and this one has Jackie Chan in it. And, man, I like old Jackie Chan. He's been playing in some really interesting movies lately, and this is a good one. And then also a good one with old Jackie Chan is Railroad Tigers. It's, oh my god, the stack's falling over. Railroad Tigers, another really cool, interesting movie with old Jackie Chan. But that takes care of the first shelf. We will be back just momentarily for the second shelf. Alright, we are back with shelf number 2 on the Blu-rays. Be turning over here a little bit. These movies, I'm probably going to go through them a little bit quicker. Don't really need to talk about every one of them. Don't need to extend the length of this video any further. Alright. Silence. Good movie. I enjoy it. Andrew Garfield is good. He's a good actor. Fuck. Figure out where I'm gonna put all this shit. Dark Shadows. Meh. It's okay. I'm not a big Johnny Depp fan. I don't know what everyone's love with him is. Daddy's Home. I can't believe they're making a sequel. But it was alright. Death Race 2050. Have yet to watch this. I mean, seems interesting. Ex Machina, fan-fucking-tastic movie. Again, the really cool sci-fi in this movie. Really hard to get me with sci-fi, but really good. 50 Shades of Black. The only reason I have this movie is because I really like Haunted House and Haunted House 2. So I was hoping this one would be, you know, as funny or on par with those, and it just didn't do it for me. This movie sucks. Don't watch this movie. Watch Haunted House. That movie's good, cuz. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. I love that movie. Gremlins, classic, fantastic movie. I need to get the second one. Second one's also really good. Interstellar, fucking love this movie. This is the movie that kind of cemented Matthew McConaughey to me, to be honest. God damn, it's a good movie. In the Heart of the Sea, a surprisingly good film. I saw this in theaters. Oh my god, is this movie, I like this movie a lot. This is the movie that convinced me that Chris Hemsworth can do more than just Thor. I mean, any of the other movies he was in, don't really interest me. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on. Alright, I saw a spider crawling across my floor, and I'm not good with spiders. I almost lost my shit just now. Lucky I kept it that calm. But In the Heart of the Sea, I really like this movie. Like, this is the movie that convinced me Chris Hemsworth can play more than just Thor. And I think he played it, like, in the Cabin in the Woods, and he played in, like, that Black Cat movie. And while Cabin in the Woods was good, it wasn't necessarily good because of him, but, I mean, give this movie a shot. I really like that movie. Gojira. This is a good movie. I like this movie a lot. It's, a lot of people love it. A lot of people are kind of just lukewarm on it, but, I enjoy this movie a lot. Man, that scene when Godzilla collapsed in San Francisco, man, had me crying. I was like, Godzilla, you can't do this to me, man. And, oof, man, this movie, I liked it. Zombieland, what more can I say about that? It's a good. Lawless, I really enjoyed this movie. Tom Hardy, and whatever you want to say about Shia LaBeouf, I think he's a good actor, and he plays in some. He's been playing in some interesting movies lately. We got Legend. We got that Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy, two Tom Hardys, and good stuff, man. I like that movie. Ninja Assassin. Just a good time. Good movie. Fun. Minions, this movie sucks. We got the Phantasm. This is like the remastered one that I believe JJ's studio did. I forget what it's called. Bad Robot. Good movie. Classic. Really good. Paul, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. I don't remember who directed this. And Seth Rogen is in this as well. So this movie is actually pretty good. I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan, but luckily you don't really see him. You just hear his voice. So, I love Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. I've yet to see this movie. Saw it in the Blu-ray bin. Got it, and haven't watched it yet, but looking forward to it. It's a movie I wanted to watch when it was in theaters, but never got the chance. Skip Trace, the Johnny Knoxville, Jackie Chan kind of Rush Hour knockoff. It's actually not that bad. This is a pretty good movie. It's not, you know, Rush Hour level, but this movie was enjoyable. I did enjoy it. Again, old Jackie Chan, man. Old Jackie Chan. Tropic Thunder. Recently rewatched this, and I don't necessarily see why people love this movie as much as they do. This is a good movie, but it's just, when I rewatched it, it just didn't seem as funny as I remembered it to be. But this is a good movie, and it does have some really funny moments. Oh, fuck. I never go full retard. The Woman in Black. I just got this because I have a weird fascination for Daniel Radcliffe movies outside of Harry Potter. I don't know why. I just have some weird obsession with that. I don't know. The Walk with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Interesting movie. It's I don't know. It's just an interesting movie. The concept alone is like really interesting to me. So, and I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The Peanuts movie. Fantastic movie. I love the Peanuts. I love, you know, the Peanuts comics and stuff like that. I grew up on them, even though I really shouldn't have, considering, you know, how young I am in comparative to those. But this was a fantastic movie. The Nice Guys. Fucking love this movie. I feel like this movie didn't get as much love as it deserved. Super fantastic. I think Shane Black directed this. Oh my god, watch this movie. It's legit funny. It's been a while since I'd seen a movie this funny. We got Gangster Squad. I mean, it's alright. It's an interesting film. The Martian, saw this in theaters. Excellent film. Really good. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., watch this movie. For the love of God, watch this movie. I love this movie. This movie is hilarious and just has character, super enjoyable, and so many people just kind of glanced over this movie, didn't really give it the time of day. Henry Cavill, man, oh, he's a good actor. I mean, he's a good Superman. It's just what's written for him hasn't been that great, but man, this is good. This is a good fucking movie. Watch it. Another one, I have a weird fascination for this movie. I've seen it like 5 times. The Last Airbender. We're not going to talk about that. The Interview. Meh. I'm not a big James Franco fan. I don't... Fifth Element. The first Blu-ray I actually ever bought. God, I love this movie. Chris Tucker. Damn you, man. Fucking hilarious. The Cobbler with Adam Sandler, a pretty interesting movie. The movie kind of loses its footing in about the last act or whatever, but interesting. Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I mean, that movie was enjoyable. Kill Me 3 Times, Simon Pegg. Kind of a weird movie, but I liked it. It was very odd, kind of told out of order, and interesting movie. Oh shit, Yoga Hosers. I'm a Kevin Smith guy. I like his movies. Even this movie I enjoyed. Like, I don't know how, with a movie that should have been so cringy, somehow Kevin Smith wrote it in a way that it it wasn't cringy. Like, I didn't cringe. I don't know how he pulled that off, but Cop Out, another Kevin Smith movie. Now, this was a studio movie that he did. This wasn't, you know, his movie, but you know what? I enjoyed this movie. When I first watched this movie, it had been a while since I'd really seen a movie that was funny, and when I watched this movie, it kind of got me out of that funk of just, you know, not really laughing at any movies. This movie was the first movie in a while at the time that I watched it that really got me to laugh, and I enjoyed it. And I mean, I will defend this movie even to this day. Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender. I enjoyed this movie. Saw it in theaters. I liked it. Haven't rewatched it since I bought it, but I probably will here soon. I've been getting the hankering to kind of watch this again, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was enjoyable. I didn't think it was going to be a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, who would think an Assassin's Creed movie is going to be a cinematic masterpiece? But, I mean, I enjoyed it. And I like Michael Fassbender. Good actor. Max Payne, we're not talking about that. Hitman, I actually enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. And my nose still itches. I enjoy this movie quite a bit. It's fun. Timothy Olyphant, is that who that is? I believe. Yes. Good actor. I believe he played in that show Justified, which I've not watched, but I like this movie. We got Lara Croft Tomb Raider. This is the first one. I don't know the second one. I'm looking for it. But I mean, I enjoy these movies. They're kind of like a guilty pleasure, I guess. I mean, I don't know why. Shut up. Warcraft. I'm not a Warcraft guy. I played I think in my middle school years, I played a good bit of Warcraft 3, but like World of Warcraft and the lore and stuff like that, like I'm just not really into them. But this movie was all right for, you know, for me who's not terribly invested into the series or the lore. I thought it was all right. Assassin's Creed Lineage. I've yet to watch this. I don't have high hopes for it, but I do want to get to it. I've been putting it off for a while because it's 2 hours and 24 minutes. So, well, this is including extras, so it may not be that long, but I'm going to have to work up to that. The Lego Batman movie, fantastic movie. Everyone should watch this movie. It's good. Then we got Logan in 4K. This is the big edition. It comes with like the thing and comes with just like some art card thingies. What can I say about this movie? This movie is fucking great. This is art right here. This is how you do a movie. This is probably my favorite comic book movie. Like, oh, it's good. The Wolverine. I enjoy this movie. It's not great, but it's enjoyable. Better than Origins, by far. Fan 4-stick, we're not talking about that. Justice League Gods and Monsters, an interesting one. I mean, it's okay. The Batman one is by far the best portion of this. The other two are a little, you know, here nor there, but it's alright. Not one of my favorite DC animated movies, though. Suicide Squad, we're not talking about that either. Doctor Strange. I like this movie, man. I really enjoyed this movie. And Benedict Cumberbatch was just the fucking perfect choice for Doctor Strange. So good. Can't wait for Black Panther. We got Civil War. I need to rewatch this. I haven't watched it since I saw it in theaters, but, I mean, good movie. Deadpool. I don't even need to talk about it. It's great. Life. Oh my god, this movie was good. I was not expecting this movie to be this good, and that ending, boy, oh damn. Watch this movie. Give this movie a watch, and it's the perfect length. It's like an hour and, like 40 minutes or something like that, so it's not a super long movie. Go and give this movie a watch. It is fun. Selfless. Have yet to watch this. I don't really have high hopes for it. I do love Ryan Reynolds. Even way before he played in Deadpool, but I don't know why this movie just seems a little generic or something. I don't know. It just I got it just because I was Ryan Reynolds in it. I'll work myself up to watching it at some point. The Deadlands was in the Blu-ray bin. Interesting movie, very, very odd. A dude shits on a skull and licks it. Swordmaster, another foreign, like, Asian movie that my Walmart just happened to have. Very interesting, very cool. Kind of staggers near the middle section, but, I mean, this was a fun movie. And this movie's fucking great. Everyone should watch this movie. Train to Busan, a phenomenal movie. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It is great. It's like a... If you guys have seen Snowpiercer, which is a movie I should own. I have it digitally. I don't have it physically, but if you've seen Snowpiercer, think of zombies on a bullet train. Like, fucking great. And then we'll go ahead and finish off this shelf over here. Let me grab all these. Oh, well, that's great. I dropped that. Oh, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to start off with this big game. This is a weird movie. Samuel L. Jackson, the President of the United States. This movie's alright. I'm not too big on the kid that played in this movie. He was really cliched, and I mean, it was just okay. Blade Runner. Recently rewatched it. This is the final cut. There's so many cuts of this movie, I don't really know which one is the right one to watch, but I really don't like this movie as much as I really remembered. I remember when I first watched it, I enjoyed it and I really liked it. I wasn't in love with it, but I did enjoy it and I really liked it. Watched it again recently within the past month, and just it's kind of boring. I mean, it looks nice and it looks beautiful. This movie's important for the way it looks, but everything else is just kind of, I don't know. This movie, I can't say enough things about it because it surprised the hell out of me. A Cure for Wellness, a great fucking movie, beautiful. There were so many good shots in this movie. The DP of this movie should be really proud about some of the shots that he got in this movie. I mean, it's... Get Out, a movie everyone fucking hyped, like fucking 99% on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that, some weird shit. And this movie is good. I don't think it's quite 99% on Rotten Tomatoes good, but the movie is good. It's enjoyable. I'd probably put it in the, I don't know, high 70s, low 80s range. I mean, it's a good movie. I think it's a bit overhyped, but this movie I enjoyed a lot, actually. The Great Wall. This movie was just fucking enjoyable. Really cool, and I love the cast of characters. William Dafoe, man. God, William Dafoe. What a prick in this movie, but, I mean, this movie is enjoyable. I recommend giving it a watch. The Huntsman, Winter's War. Oh yeah, this has Chris Hemsworth in it, too. I enjoyed this one. I remember watching the original one, and I believe this is a prequel to that. And... I mean, this one is enjoyable. The other one sucks, but this one, I mean, it was enjoyable. We got The Legend of Tarzan. This has Sam Jackson in it as well, and I don't know what the dude's name is. Alexander Skarsgård? Is that what his name is? I don't know who he is, but this was an enjoyable movie. I'd give it a watch. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. See, now I'm going to be in a weird pool on this. I'm going to be probably crucified for this. I think that this movie is more enjoyable than all of the Harry Potter movies combined. The Harry Potter movies just didn't do it for me, but there was something about this movie. I quite like this movie. There's something about it. I just feel like it has more character. I don't know. Arrival, fucking excellent movie, and this movie is like a fucking magic trick. Watch this movie. I'm not going to say anything about this movie. I'm not going to spoil a damn thing. Watch this movie. Hercules, this was in the Blu-ray bin, and it was in a steel case, which is weird. This is the only, like, Blu-ray I own in a steel case. And it's kind of weird. Why does it have to be Hercules? Why does Hercules have to be my first steel case? But, I mean, this movie was okay. I think it gets a lot of hate for all the wrong reasons, because, I mean, the movie by itself is enjoyable. It plays out like, you know, basic movie formula, but with Hercules, and, I mean, the acting is good in it. The Green Room. Have yet to watch this, actually. Just relatively recently picked this up. Pretty excited to check it out. It kind of sucks the Anton Yelchin guy is... unfortunately, he passed. But I'm excited for this movie. Sleepless. Have yet to watch this movie. I thought it looked pretty interesting from the trailers that I saw. And I like Jamie Foxx, so I don't think I can complain too much. I think it'll be enjoyable at the very least. And then Taken 3, I got this for pretty much just because. Yeah. But that is all of my Blu-rays. I'm going to turn back this way. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer than it really needed to be. I apologize, but thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you all for the support that you've been showing the channel this year in 2017. It has been amazing. I love you all. If you guys could do me a real quick favor, look in that description box. I got all that social media stuff down there if you guys want to follow me on those, get sneak peeks, see what I'm doing on a daily basis. A lot of times when I pick up a new a Blu-ray or an anime or a video game, I'll post it on Instagram, something like that, and I'll share with you guys a little bit early than what you'll see in video form. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I am out.